So Karen Peters asked him for like recommendation that he was looking for a female director and to do like a particular project, which is the Chiki and Me Okun, If You Know Love. He recommended me actually, and that was when it all started. When I went into uni, I started exploring other things. I explored like graphics design. I made some money from graphics. I made some money from animations. Then from there, I decided to go into photography. But then they stole all my cameras and stuff.
Oh,
so
no.
it was a long story, man. Like, it's like, which one do you even want to cry for? Do you want to cry for do you want to keep crying for your mom? Do you want to cry for your camera? Do you want to? So there was like everything that was just in my head. First, I grew up in Monshe.
Okay.
Yeah, Fade side.
Okay.
Yeah, from there, Yaba. And then we went to Lekki. Well, everybody's crazy about money. Who has the best Lambo? Who has the best this? Who has the best that? That's literally what everybody talks about right now. I really like Wizard Chan, for example.
Yeah.
He's in his own league. So one thing about Ego music video was that everybody on that set did not fake what they felt. They were extremely happy to be there and they enjoyed the song. When we see that, oh, we're trying to compete with international people, we then start to bring our culture. You see calabash everywhere. You see, because at the end of the day, that culture still wins. Hey, my name is Director Pink, and I just spoke my truth on Afrobeats Intelligence.
Afrobeats Intelligence, presented by OkayAfrica.
Democratizing African music with Joey Akan.
It's good to see you.
Hi, good
Hello.
to see you too. Hello.
Hello. Hi. I think this is the first time I'm ever having a conversation with you.
Yes, in general. Yeah.
In general, I think the last time I saw you was when Quality Content, they did a shoot in your building.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, last year.
I remember. That's a long time.
Yeah, a long time ago. And I spoke to your partner, and it was like, and even when I wanted to get you for this episode, I hit him up and I'm like, hey, I want to talk to Director P. He's like, oh, sure, I'll do it.
He's always like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always respected your work.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, the way you work with imagery, a lot of your work is very striking. There's a lot to see, and then it has depth and dimension. And so I'm interested in how you can put together such, and where do you find the intersection between what goes into your ear and what people should see?
Okay, that's a very good one. That's a very good question. Okay, so I can answer now.
Yeah, of course.
So, when I get the song, right now, especially for Afrobeats, it's you hear some songs and it's really hard. It's getting harder sometimes to really pick out like what you would want to represent visually. But most times, when I get the song, I always analyze a few things. Like, okay, what's the song talking about? Then how I research about the artist as well. Then I also, brainstorm on what the song actually needs. Like because definitely like the song will need something that the video would need something that would actually like push the song more out there. Yeah. So how to actually like boost the song with the video is very, very important. And also like maybe key things that they can use in the video to actually like promote it for people to like watch. So those are like the things, apart from even just having the craziest ideas, like there's so many things to still put into it from like the marketing like point of view. So those are like some of the things that I actually put in while thinking of like a concept.
So to create the concept of a song, you'd have to also think of the marketing of that song.
Yes, I do that.
So would you say music video in its essence is marketing for the song?
So yes, it is marketing for the song and also for the artist himself, because it makes it brands you as an artist for people to see you in a kind of light. So the reason why, because there's a difference when you just shoot like a random video, with your phone, for example, and when you actually like, have a team together to create a proper planned music video, because that way we're creating and we're building like a world for you to be in. So this is like your own world. So that's why it also has a way of like, of entering your, how I put it, your mind, right?
Yeah.
The way you look at the artist. So you see some of them, you've seen like some very music videos, you just always respect the artist, or you see the artist as a baller, or you see the artist as, man, this guy is a wicked guy, like he's ruthless. I think that's the word.
Yeah.
So it's really the way we portray them in the videos, and it's almost like movies as well. You watch a particular movie, you find yourself hating the guy, or you find yourself loving the guy, so there's so many characteristics that there's so many details that are put inside that you don't really see, but like everything has a way of, making this possible, even down to like the color choices that we pick, even from outfit colors to the way the set should look, and even from the lighting. So yeah, cinematography is a very deep thing.
Yeah, it is deep, because a lot of it is manipulating the psychological state of people. You can use your video to inspire love, inspire anger, inspire tears, inspire all of that. But what really gets me is how much it pegs the visual visual representation of an artist. Someone drops a record, and the record is, doing its thing with people. People are dancing, people are congregating to it. If it's a song that has emotional touch points, it, tweaks that part of people. And then they come to you and say, hey, I want to look like this song. But the key thing here for a lot of people is music videos, they sort of just frame this artist. You frame, like, think of when Asake came out, for example. All the work he did with TJ Omori was what gave us a visual identity for Asake. So for you do build visual identities.
Yeah.
How do you approach a task like that? You meet an artist and he goes, hey, I need a visual identity. What do you take into consideration? And what do you do that ensures that you hit it right?
Okay. So it goes in different ways. For example, I really like working with new artists, right?
Why new artists?
No, it's just like not like it's a preference. Like sometimes I really enjoy that part because of like the process of actually creating and building like an image for them, because you get to build from like scratch, right? And not like, so when you go with other directors, you're trying to build from what they have done. So what I do mostly is, if it's a new artist, for example, I analyze the song. Yeah, if it's like, a popular, artist and stuff, I see like what they've been singing generally, like what kind of vibe, then I kind of like attach it to, I always have like ask some kind of questions like, what's your vibe like? What kind of artists do you listen to? Because most times the kind of artists you actually listen to influences like what you sing. So I kind of ask those questions like, okay, who is like some of them are also taking over people, like some artists, even artists that are like no longer like they're very old already, they have like left a legacy. Some of them want to like actually follow like some of those footsteps.
Yeah.
So it's more like also trying to understand and know the artist deeply than from what every other person sings, that actually try to bring that out. So in terms of also like visual identity, if it's like a new artist, I always like check, okay, do you need something changed with like your hair?
Yeah.
Do you need something that puts you out as a very different person from other people? Because at the end of the day, everybody does a music video just to stand out. So how best can you like stand out? What's like the style? So we always even have like meetings as well. So I always advise most times for artists to always have like a creative director. that would actually understand you, because we really work well with creative directors, because we can actually just talk, okay, this is like what I'm trying to push out, then like there's just like marriage of ideas, so that way it's even easier as well to even think of like concepts for the song. So if it's like a new artist as well, I try as possible not to do too much in terms of the kind of the stuff I put in the video,
All the
cast
elements you put
wise.
in.
Yes, exactly. Like not too much, so that you can focus on the artist, you can focus on the talent, and he's actually like standing out. There's no like so much of like distractions, so that you can actually. So if it's also like his style, I also try to, in terms of style as well, I try to like check on different kinds of stylists that would, different stylists have like their style, and that way you can be able to pick out like who actually works for the kind of artist you're working for, and you can suggest. Some of them already have, which actually makes it easier. Sometimes they want to try something new. There's a time when like even artists do want to rebrand. They don't want to look or feel like this anymore. They want to be somebody else. So we actually like all these are very important elements, and also like colors to play with that would fit like your skin, and fit like the kind of attitude you're trying to bring out there, because there's some artists that they can't, there's like a particular set of colors you can't actually, they wouldn't want to wear. Yeah, and there's some that they some like very dark toned kind of colors.
Why do they make these choices? Doesn't it fit with the brand?
Why do they make what?
These color choices.
No, I make the choices.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like I make the choices. Like this is what I think would go for you. So it's not like I am also imposing, but it's more like just bring in my input, and then you can just follow and be like, okay, maybe I agree with this, or no, maybe we then find like a middle ground.
And have you always found success with these artists? Because sometimes people would say, hey, I've seen people who would say, hey, maybe all their lives they have chased being a lover boy. And then they come to you and then they say, hey, now I'm in my, I want to be not terrorist per se. I want to go into the bush and become a different person. I want this particular song to act like a new capsule, just to capture this particular feeling I have. And then they're demanding for something that's very leftist of what they've always done. How do you marry that to ensure that continuity still maintains itself within the work?
Okay, so one thing I always say is, one thing I try to do is make sure that you don't bombard your audience with something different almost entirely. You take it like bits by bits. So sometimes I try to find out, like, is there are you guys working on some contents beforehand or before the music video is dropped, for that actually, like, just subtle, like what's the strategy like before the actual video drops, because that way it helps me know what I am planning for, so that I don't just put it like out there. Sometimes if it's like, maybe if it's the entire album, and maybe there's just the entire album has the whole terrorist, no, sorry, gangster.
See, I put it in your head.
The
That's
whole
good.
gangster kind of vibe, I would actually like, okay, what this album has to do with gang. This is your gangster phase. So from the very first video, we're trying to take it subtly, but not too much. We can marry it with the lover, a bit of the lover, and then he unleashes like his gangster. Then from there you can now go gangster, but not just give them something just out of the blue. Sometimes it works, like, when you just come out of the blue and just be like, I want to be gangster. But at the end of the day, we're still humans. You need to test run some things. You need to just try it out bit by bit, so that your audience can actually accept it. Yeah.
And isn't that test run might not be done in that your big budget music video, maybe on social media?
Yeah, that's why I said.
Does your hand stretch into those places too?
Well, I always do suggest. That's why I said that I always try to find out like what the strategy is like beforehand, because that way I can advise, like, okay, you know what, this is, you can go all gangster on this, or you can just go subtle, or you can just find a way to blend it in between. So yes, sometimes I actually put my hands in what's it called, in the social media, in the social aspects of it.
Yeah.
When they request. Yeah.
Okay. You seem to be very grounded in the technicals of this.
Well, I've been doing this for years.
How long have you been doing it?
So professionally, I would say unprofessionally, like this is 2025, right? So
Yeah.
that's like 10 years, like since when I was 16.
10 years.
Yeah, since when I was 16. Like I always like to brand people. Like just like actually give you like a brand. Like this is, I just see you, analyze you, see what you like, and this, and I'm just like, I always like to throw suggestions around, so that was fun.
And at 16, you were this annoying kid that went around telling everyone how to look.
Sometimes my aunts, like my husband, rest in peace, like then I'll just suggest like, actually, I don't like this clothes you're wearing. What if you try? Like, it's not your style. Oh, that kind of person, trust me.
And did she like it?
Well, yeah, she just they actually were like, oh, maybe they actually suggested, you might be very good in, I don't know, they put me in acting, that I could be good in acting. I don't know who put that in my head. So they just put like, okay, you could actually be good in this whole, film kind of thing. So yeah.
And this was in Lagos?
Yes. I grew up in Lagos.
What part?
I grew up in Monshin.
Okay.
Yeah, Fadi side.
Okay.
Yeah, from there, Yaba. And then we went to Lekki.
So you did the full journey.
Yes. Now my house in Fadi was beside the rail train track or something.
Oh.
So almost every minute, you're there train. We used to sit down and chill by the rails of the train. It's just outside the house.
And how are you able to like be creative? That sort of environment, did it add to your creativity?
I didn't stay like so long, so we left there like when in 2006, if I remember.
Yeah.
So from 2006 we moved to like the Tush part of Yaba.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what happened to you that put the camera in your hand? Because a lot of it seems like you have just had a knack for it. What put the camera in your hand at 16?
Okay, so the first stuff, it was just from church, and I kind of saw someone doing it. It was a lady as well, and I just really liked what I saw, and I wanted that as well. It was just something I had never there's a particular, it's almost like liking someone or falling in love with someone. You just see them for the very first time and you're just like, I really love this person. So that's how it was for me. Like I just saw something, I just saw someone holding the camera and I just fell in love, and I was like, wow. I kept looking at her throughout the church service and I was like, I think this is what I want to do. Yeah.
It looked so cool.
It looked cool, and for the fact that apart from even being cool, it just looked daring because she was the only babe and there were like other guys controlling the other sections of the camera parts. Yeah.
Did you go to her?
I didn't go to her. I went
Why
to like
not?
the video lead. No, because she was gonna be there too. So like I didn't go to her directly. I was always a shy person. I just went to the video lead that I just wanted to join the team. So he taught me like he introduced me to come to like his wedding stuff to shoot, and also taught me like some bits of editing which I took up. But then again, I really did not really focus on that when I went into uni. I started exploring other things. I explored like graphics design. I made some money from graphics. I made some money from animations. Then from there, I decided to go into photography. But then they stole all my cameras and stuff.
Oh,
so
no.
It was a long story, man. Then
They stole all your cameras.
I bought a new, like, it was just like right after my mom died. So I was like, oh, because she died of like cancer. So
Oh no, bless her soul.
yeah, I kind of like, we already had like, when you do like money contributions, meeting people to what's it called, contribute. So like we had not even gotten like even half of what we wanted or planned for her treatment and stuff. So then it happened. So I kind of asked my dad like, right now, what do we do? And my dad was like, my dad was already getting retired and he already wanted just a shop, you know how these men do.
Yeah.
So he just said, you know what, just use it to, you know, I know he really knew like I was already doing this whole, I had like a laptop then that wasn't really doing much in terms of editing. It was just graphics and
Yeah.
all that. And I was always complaining. So he just said, you know what, just use it to buy whatever you want that would help you expand your crafts, and which is what I did. So like that, I bought like a camera, I bought another laptop, and those things did not last with me for 1 week. It's even my very
You took them to school?
it wasn't school. I was in school when I was doing it. So, but there was this. I was shooting I was shooting a pic. I was doing a photo shoot for a friend.
Yeah.
Then it was like at GT Bank in Unilag. I was in year 2, if I remember. So there was this particular man that just said, "Oh wow, that he really liked like what I was doing, and that he would love me to do like a job for him." So I actually thought it was a job that he wanted me to do. Then he started telling me how he knew Don Jazzy. Showed me, I don't even know if it was a doctored video apparently, that that he would really like love me to do that this is really nice, like he liked my pictures. I was a photographer as well. So I was like, oh okay, no problem, then that's fine. So like the next day he said that we should go and have a meeting and stuff like that. So I told, like, I wasn't really comfortable. I first told my friend to follow me. So we went, and I was just holding like just my camera then when we first went. So then we went to like an eatery to just sit and just, you know, and just talk and stuff. But he wasn't really saying anything substantial. And I remembered when I was going, I carried my camera. He was like, no, just drop it in the car. I wasn't really comfortable, but I still carried it with me. So we did the whole meeting. Then on coming back, then I had like a call because I just recently bought the camera. So it was about like my mom's burial and stuff. And I don't know when I started crying in the car. So the man kept asking like, what's wrong with you and all. I didn't want to say anything. Then my friend just started like saying all my whole family history, like as per maybe she thinks the man will help me, because I'm not the kind of person to say my stuff out there. So I was like, oh, they're sorry about that and all that. And he was like, oh, that there is something, he has something with Canon people and stuff that he wants us to go and check out, like some what's he called, that he's trying to get a camera for what he wants to do, like according to what we had talked about. So he wanted like a camera and stuff. I said, oh, okay, I could help him recommend and stuff. He said, no, we can go there. So my friend was like, sorry, tired, like she couldn't go anymore. So I was like, so I wanted to go. He said, you can bring your laptop and your camera. I didn't even understand what was going on. I carried my laptop, my camera, my reflectors, everything. I thought maybe like, oh, because I always wanted to shoot anything, anywhere, at any time. They knew me. Like,
you were obsessed.
Exactly. So I was like, okay, maybe we could make content. So that's fine. I carried everything. So the last thing I remember was I was in a store in ICM and I was in the dressing room. I don't remember anything.
ICM, that's Ikeja City Mall.
Yes, I don't remember anything at all. I just remember, the last thing I remember was I just came outside and the man said, the security guy said I dropped my bags with somebody, but the person was nowhere to be found. Nothing, like there was nothing, my phone, everything. I was just like that.
No way.
That was how that was it. I don't even know what, like,
you don't even know how you got into that store.
I don't know if it was jazz. I don't know. Like, that thing would forever be like a mystery in my life. Like that's like the most mysterious thing that has happened in my life.
That's so strange. So you join him in his car. Your friend drops off.
Yes, exactly.
And then that was the last thing you remember.
That was the last thing.
And when you came to, you were in a store in ICM.
Bruh, that was all. Like I was just there. Like I was holding clothes in my hand. That's why I wanted to. But I'm like, did I come here to? You know, you're like, I didn't come here to change, or I didn't come here to buy clothes. Like, what am I doing here? And the next thing I just quickly rushed out. Like the next thing I remembered was my laptop, my camera, my phone. I just went out and I was like, sorry, I'm looking. It was such a vague question. Then we went to the whole CCTV. They said that the security room, they said that we could not check the CCTV, that I have to go and get something. Like they were so, I don't even think it was even working at that point. So very unhelpful.
That must have been so heartbreaking.
Yeah, that was and I had exams that period. So like,
did you pass?
I did actually. So I was still a smart babe. So,
Well done.
thank you.
And how did you bounce back from that?
Well, it was just like just telling at this point because I had everything I had. I was always by myself. I just wanted to tell my family members to help me. My aunt, especially, like she's in London, so she actually like she just gave me some money. You know what? Just use this and buy what you want to buy, like for a laptop at least to just even start up again. Because I had even clients that I used to do graphics for, and also they couldn't even reach me. I had like a job I had already shot, and everything was just there. So like I didn't have anything at all. So I was even on top. I was even on basic at the end
No
of the day.
way.
So after everything, I started saving up. She gave me I got the laptop. I added money. I bought the laptop. Then I saved up again to buy like another camera. It was a smaller camera than what I had before, but at least it could do the job. So that was like my baby.
Suffering a loss like that, especially when when it's off the back of you grieving for the loss of your mom, that could throw anybody off.
Like, I swap for the guy. Oh.
But why? No?
Yeah, I want to swear. I've never sworn for anybody like that in my life.
But apart from like the financial aspects of you owing people for jobs, that experience, why didn't it throw you off? Did you even consider it?
I mean, it did at a point, but I was just I don't know how to put it. Like there were so many things. Like I lost my mom. Like it's like which one do you even want to cry for? Do you want to cry for do you want to keep crying for your mom? Do you want to cry for your camera? Do you want to? So there was like everything that was just in my head. I still had exams. So like I was sad, but like I did not just let it ruin me. I still had hopes that I was going to catch the guy. I even reported to the police. Those ones, I've never seen, those police guys. They did not even they were even asking me for more money and more money and more money. Bro, they said today, they will say they got information that is in Abuja, that I should pay them to go and look for him and hunt him down in Abuja. That the amount, like somebody told you that they lost everything. Yeah, saying that I should pay you facilitation fee to go to Abuja to go and catch him. Is it that you don't have branch or people in Abuja, you cannot communicate to them to talk, to get them? Like it was like they were playing with my head at the end of the day. So yeah.
Why did you choose the music industry? Because you were obsessed with film generally, and I know you've done Lady Koi Koi.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, so you are obsessed with film.
Well, I think I did Lady Koi Koi too early though, but yeah.
Why would you think so?
Because I was just in a rush. I just wanted to do something, and I had like a partner who just also was interested in doing like something like that again. I was like, I really loved the whole horror genre, so I wanted to the whole horror thing.
You love horror,
Yeah.
so you watch true crime to relax.
Yes, I do actually. I actually watch documentaries. I watch like she killed her mother, put her head in the. But I love it.
Do you know, I've always found this is something that I've always found fascinating. A lady would say, "Oh my God, I've had a stressful day. I've had a very long day. I want to crawl into bed and just watch my favorite show." And then when you sneak in to check, it's how Sandra Bayern died.
I have loved it for the longest.
What do those things provide you?
Well, it's more number one, maybe information to keep myself safe.
Okay.
But the only time I don't watch, I watch it when I'm here or when I'm in Nigeria or when I travel to the actual place that they're talking. When I travel to America or something, I don't watch it because it gets real. Like, okay, this is when it happened. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it, but yeah, like I really love. Like, it's very, how would I put it? It's very, very intriguing. I like to know how these people think, because sometimes they actually talk to like the criminals, and all that, and you try to know what is in their head. It's almost like giving yourself tips and tactics. Maybe you might not know, maybe there's one serial killer in Nigeria now that is trying to do like a copycat. You already know his tricks, so you can already run.
Okay, so safe.
Safety. Don't worry.
Okay, yeah, for safety. But what's the entertainment in there?
It's I don't know if anybody you ask that actually love crime documentaries. We just like it because it's real life. It's not like some story that was just fabricated and told. That's why I really like it. It's everything you see there is actually real. So, and it could even inspire you to not do anything bad.
Okay.
It could inspire like maybe a particular story or something.
And so Lady Koi Koi, was that a product of your enjoyment of horror?
Well, yes, and also because it had always been like a boarding school story and tale. So I just thought about it and I was like, okay, you know what, I really want to do it. And people I had checked and nobody had really done anything of such before. So I took it up as like a challenge to actually do like all these African folk tales and stuff.
Okay, but why did it come early? Why do you think it came early? Are you sure you're not benchmarking Lady Koiko with the humongous success that you've enjoyed in the music industry?
So I'm really not. I just feel like I should have. It's just some form of I should have. Like maybe I should have submitted it for like film festivals, which I did not. I just wanted to, like, when you just want. I don't want to keep my work. I want the whole world to see it.
Yeah.
That was just what happened at that point. So sometimes I feel like, okay, maybe it was too early, but you know what? I feel like it's not. I'm not the kind of person to ever regret or anything. So I feel like it happens. Everything happens for a reason. But when there's another time to do another movie, I would want to do it properly.
And when did you get to music?
So that was in, I think, my final year in school. So what happened was...
What year was this?
Year 4. Okay, what year? That was... I finished up. Okay, so now the thing is going to be tricky now because I stayed one whole year out of school because of COVID. So that was 2019. Yeah, that was 2019. COVID was 2020. Yeah, so that was 2019. So in 2019, I met what I did was I just went on Instagram. I just decided to just network like with the various filmmakers. But when you check maybe someone's particular post, you see like something you like. Then from there, you now move to another person. It moves you to another person's page. You then see what you like. So I didn't realize that it was just music videos. I was really, really liking. So from there, I was able to connect with people. I connected with like a colorist, Ben Aita. I told him that, I was just starting up. Like I really loved the whole film thing.
What was striking about music videos? What drew you into them?
Well, it was just making, number one, it was just making images, like the fact that you could be able to do anything in just 3 minutes. So it's not like film where you are probably stuck to just a particular story and you can go outside the box a bit, but it's not that you don't really have that much leverage.
Yeah, you have to be cohesive.
Exactly. So with music videos, you can do a million and one thing and there are no binding rules to it. You can think anyhow you want to do, and it's still creativity at the end of the day.
And so you spoke to this guy, and how did you get your first shot?
Well, so he introduced me to a director who then said I could come on set for free. Not like he told me for free, but he told me like I could come on set rather. So he told me I could come on set and just watch and see what was going on. So I used to do like AD, assistant director for him and stuff. So, and while doing all those projects, then I think a particular day, Clarence Peters had reached out because he used to work with Clarence Peters. So Clarence Peters, his name is The Alien. So Clarence Peters asked him for like recommendation that he was looking for it was so hard to get like a female director, and he wanted a female director to do like a particular project, which is the Chike and Me Okun, If You Know Love. So then I got like, he recommended me actually, and that was when it all started.
So Clarence Peters gave you your recommendation to Chike.
Yeah, exactly. And it's Chike that I've worked with for like the longest.
Yeah, prior to then, did you meet him?
Before, did I meet Chike before?
You know Clarence Peters before?
No, it was the Chike job that brought us together.
Yeah, Clarence is a great guy. He's a personal friend.
Yeah.
And yeah, some of my best times in Lagos is when I just spend time.
We're here,
Just,
right?
yeah, just sitting with him. Because, you know, he has this, the thing with Clarence is he has this uncanny ability to spot like trends via visuals. But then having been someone who has lived it with a father like that, so he's seen a significant portion of the earlier generation play out in front of him from ringside perspective.
Yes, he's such like he was always like ready to help and assist with anything. When I got the job, I really did not, like, I knew what I was gonna do, but like I didn't know like maybe if there are rules or, you know, like the basic, some of the technicalities that I actually know now. I had no idea of them, but I just knew that I wanted to create, and I just said yes. You know, one thing is just start. That's just it. So he was very open to like putting us through, because apart from me, we had like a female gaffer, like the lights person. We had like a female DOP as well.
Oh, so it was intentional.
Yes, it was very intentional. He wanted it to be shot by an all-female crew.
Wow. This blows my mind.
Yes, I don't know how I think sometimes. And since then, that was like literally what just, you know, it just sparked the entire, the entire thing from me. I think it even made it it made it smoother. You know, there are people that don't really get like this kind of opportunity, and that's why I'm always very thankful, you know, because it just made everything easier. It made everything smoother. Like, they could see you already have like some form of portfolio as well that you can put out for other people to actually believe in you and trust in you. Because if you don't have things like that, it's always very hard for people to trust you.
Yeah, and in an industry where everything is based on what people see and what people believe.
Exactly.
You might be good, but without visual representation or evidence,
that's
you will explain tire. Yeah, you would. And Chike, you've stuck with Chike for so long.
Yeah, we're basically family.
Yeah, what's the affinity?
Well, so it's basically me, Chike, and Ogagos. Chike is
Ogagos is a good guy too. I spoke with him this week. Yes,
Ogagos is Chike's manager. So Ogagos is somebody that he has like the very best of ideas. Like, he walks around with ideas in his head. So you know, when you just have that perfect like crew, or that perfect like team, I would say, that where like there's somebody that just has that whole set of ideas. There's another Chike, on the other hand, he also has like his ideas and stuff, but Chike's always, I beg, Joe, don't stress me. Man, I want to be doing my music. He has to focus on something, of course. And then there's somebody who is actually helping implement that. And also, I feel like when it's more like what we had said about like brand building as well, and image building, especially for artists. So if someone else wants to work with Chike, they might bring something that could be extremely off from what his brand had been like. So it's more like we have been building him, like we've been building like, you know, that whole visual image for him. So when you see Chike, you know that, oh, he is the Mr. Lover, he's the number one go-to for your weddings, he's the, you know, so all these things had been like very intentional, you know, in the very first stage. So it was just like, they just really, the whole energy was there, the positive vibe was there. And I mean, it's just like, okay, let's just carry on. That was just it.
Yeah, you shot this hit. I think one of your most defining work so far is Igu. Yeah, Igu was a celebration.
Yeah, that one was
What went into that?
well.
What were you trying to achieve there?
Well, for Ego, it was more like not making it, not doing too much. That's number one, and making it just easy and just for people not to like to not. We're not intentionally trying to make you feel sad. I don't know if you get it. We're just trying to just portray like people's happiness, and even from the production as well. Like everybody on set. They were just very happy to be there. It was such a very sad news and, sad thing that happened. But you could tell the love they just had. Like, it really brought that whole community feeling.
Yeah, because Igu, for those who are not familiar with our culture, Igu is a hit song by Chike. It features the late Mobad, God rest his soul. And Director Pink shot the video. She, she did amazing work. Well, what was very tricky about it was navigating the absence of Mobad, navigating the sense of loss, navigating the pain we all feel regarding his exit from this world. And somehow you were able to, while of course you'd always be aware of it, but you were able to make it not become a huge part of the visual while still being a huge part of the visual. While you were shooting, was there a sense of grief on set?
Well, not kind of like, grief can go in so many ways. It can also be like, people trying to make sure that the production process goes smoothly. Especially the Agberos, for the very first time, the Agberos helped me.
Oh, when they heard it was the song?
Yes.
Oh, for real?
They safeguarded the place. Like, so there was like another set of Agberos out there to come, and the other Agberos, okay, like, it was just clash of Agberos, but they're like, it was a very good experience. So they actually really helped. Then everybody as well, they wanted to make sure that we got like our shots. The song was already something that everybody knew. So it was one thing about Egu was the reason why it drives so much emotion is because even on set, the emotion was there. Like, even down from the very young kids to the old women and the old men, they all knew the song. So it was just, it's something when you know the song and you're just part of it and you enjoy the song, even when you're on set. It's another thing great to shoot a video that, for the very first time, they're just hearing the song. So they're just trying to be in the mood, but just fake it. So one thing about Eagle music video was that everybody on that set did not fake what they felt. They were extremely happy to be there and they enjoyed the song.
Okay. That was a beautiful video. I think the video made me fall in love with the song.
People say that.
It rarely happens. It rarely happens to me because I rarely watch music videos. Now, because I have to talk to you, and not because I have to talk to you, but like there are some music videos that stand out. So we turn out a lot of music videos every day. But there are certain music videos that serve as markers for culture. Maybe with this video, you can now see a ton of other videos follow it. Some videos are culturally significant because of the loss and having to interpret such a moment for all of us. Yeah. And so Ego video was one of those that stood out. Roju was also good.
Yeah, Roju.
Yeah, Roju was also good. But Ego video stood out. And now but that record, I didn't really care for it that much. Of course, Mobad, I was one of the people who chose that song. So I was part of the people who chose the records for that EP.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he dragged us into a room somewhere in Lekki. Yes, he did. Yeah, he did. And then he played us a ton of songs and he's like, let's choose our song. We spent hours there just drinking, smoking, and just vibing while listening to all the other songs and picking out the records that worked. At some point, because he also had his friends there, and at some point, they chose one song that we kicked out one song that he really wanted on the project. He was so emotional about it. Yeah, it was so emotional. I was like, sorry, put them back.
What song was that? I'm
I
curious.
can't recall the record. I was like, put them back. Put them.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So a few months later he was gone, and the EP did well, and Ego was one of the Ego just took me. Anytime I hear Ego, it just takes me back then. Just having this and knowing, just understanding how mortality works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life.
Yeah, it did. And beyond working with Chike, you have done a lot of work for others. There's Wizkid in there. Yeah, there's Wizkid in there.
Yeah.
There's a ton of people. And I'm thinking, I know you've said here that the beauty of music videos is how much of a wide berth you have with creativity, where you can make anything become anything and it all fits, rather than the restrictions of regular film making or storytelling. Knowing this, how do you journey from, or how do you transition from artist to artist to artist to artist while maintaining a stable strain of excellence, interpreting multiple stories?
Well, that's one of the gifts of being a director, because it's like a skill that you need to have, to be able to understand, because we're also more like psychologists. Yeah.
In what way? Break this down for me. I want to know. I want to know. Let me know. Yeah, of course.
Well, because we analyze the character, which is maybe the artist, and also analyze how people see him and how people would want to see him in a particular song. So, and also making sure, like, in terms of emotion wise, people don't, how I put it, probably we want people to love him so much, all these are what we do as psychologists of the video team, of the video, whatever.
You seem too proud.
No, me?
No,
of course not.
Okay. And so a very key part of this is that your music, the videos you make for those records, they have to obey the principle of inspiring love in the people who watch them.
Well, it depends. Some people want to command respect. Yeah.
Someone comes to you and says,
"Not
I am a
that they
dogun."
come
I want to know.
Not like they come to. No, not like they come to you as that. There's something I really do. I don't know if every other directors do it. When I'm working with a particular artist, I do a clean sweep of his socials, like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, everything. I read through like the comments. I'm gonna be like your stalker for that period, like actually knowing you and understanding you. Because there's some that actually knowing you and understanding you. So while I do that, then I know, okay, this is how, because you can be able to, it's like what's it called, checking out like the polls and stuff, because you can be able to do like a survey actually, so you can be able to know this is how people see him. This is how I also see when people bash him, things like that. So that way you're able to actually understand that artist and know what you can provide. I also see like their records. I check like maybe videos that they've done before. I analyze everything there, because there's sometimes you make some mistakes of because I know idea is like 100% fresh. You can make a mistake of like bringing something that maybe another director had done before. You don't want to make that mistake. So actually taking your time to look through, then also check out the growth of the artist as well. How has this artist grown throughout the years? What has been the most unique thing that has, brought out that growth? Is there another kind of personality or another kind of thing that you want to, another trait that you want to probably enhance more as the director, So those are like the things I analyze.
And what if the product, because working with artists is a very peculiar job. Yeah. creativity and the people who succeed at it, yeah, it does a lot to our heads. And what if you end up in a place where there's a discrepancy between how you want to portray the artist and how the artist wants to be portrayed?
Well, for one thing, I would say that the artist is the one that owns the music and the brand and everything. You can never really 100% argue with the artist. You can try your best to find the middle ground, but I would not want to insult the artist experience because he's the one that is actually having the personal relationship with his fans. He understands his fans better. So it's always you always find that sweet spot when you'll find a director that even understands your audience as well. That way you guys can really work together. But if it's a point where maybe I have like something else, I would always want to be heard, like maybe try to understand where I'm coming from. Then if you have a good point and a good case of maybe this is not what I want, I think we should go another way, or I think I would find a way to still look at the bright side and look for things that I can make do with from what you have given me as the artist.
And generally, all these themes of representation that you have to navigate when you work with artists, if you could take a step back and then you look at the general culture and see how we like to project ourselves, how would you say Afrobeats as a culture loves to project itself?
Well, for Afrobeats as a culture, I think most times, like sometimes we kind of get it wrong in some ways because it depends on the style, to be honest. Sometimes we want to, there's something that happens most times. I noticed something like when there's a particular song that is really blowing up out there, you tend to hear even more sounds like it. So even you see some artists that they kind of have like some form of style.
Yeah.
They try to, gauge or navigate towards that style as well, because maybe since people like it could just be a potential hit. Then at the end of the day, almost every music starts to sound alike.
Yeah.
So that's where most times we get it wrong. But sometimes as well, we tend to then see some people who are very strict and they're like, this is what I really love doing. This is my sound. I maybe do not want to change my sound. But I mean, I feel like not necessarily changing your sound totally, but also, trying a way to find a balance, because it's almost like you're seeing, it's almost like you're seeing updates and you don't want to join the updates.
True.
You understand? So
Yeah, I get
you'll
you.
find a way to still use your sound, to still be pleasing. Like, okay, maybe this is what people like. There's something I've noticed too, like people have like very short attention span.
Yeah.
Visual wise, sound wise. I always advise artists, I feel like the very first 5 seconds of your song, you need to get me.
Yeah.
Especially new artists. Because like, if I'm...
How does that play out? That rule, that 5-second rule, how does that play out in music videos?
So for that 5 seconds, for what I do, the very first 5 seconds should be thumb stopping, meaning that you should see
Thumb stopping.
Yeah, so like when you just scroll, you just pause, like, okay, I think I want to see more of this. So that's what I was actually thinking of, ways to just make the very first scene very catchy. Maybe from the frame, maybe from anything at all. I play with a lot of things, trust me.
And your generality of like working in a space and having like a front hand experience of this, the way we film our videos generally, do you think it's representative of our culture? Because I've always been of I've seen this happen over time. The music, the visual identity we had in the 80s, 90s, even the 90s and early 2000s, we were very diverse. You could find a lot of like local aesthetics. Of course, America would do its thing, influence you, but you could find a lot of local aesthetics. But sometime within the 2000s, we discovered that Afrobeats or Nigerian pop music married itself to hip hop aesthetics. we began to fall in love with consumerism, with exhibitionism, showing the things we have, wearing our money. Yeah, we began check our old music videos and check what we make now. Now we began to interpret the music we make here as with the hip hop aesthetic. And so now there's a focus on money, there's a focus on flash, there's a focus on living larger than life. As many people would say, rather than telling authentic stories. Do you think having that aesthetic serves our culture more, or it limits us in the way we can express Nigeria?
Well, what I would say is our culture is already almost modernized. That's how I'll put it, because right now we have the new generations growing up, and these new generations, the older generations, are not really passing so much culture to the new generation. So that's why you see almost like 80% of the new generations, they don't even know how to speak their local languages. True. So if people don't even know just their local languages, when you start putting the African aesthetics, you then get like an audience that cannot actually relate to what you're putting out there. At the end of the day, you're not making, there's no relatability. You're not finding an audience. Probably your audience is just maybe there's some actually people that still like want to preserve like the culture and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's still the market. You understand? You need to analyze what people would want to see. Right now, the whole generation is just everybody's crazy about money. Who has the best Lambo? Who has the best this? Who has the best that? That's literally what everybody talks about right now.
So materialism is in.
That is what I would say. That is everything. That's what is happening right now, and you can't. It's not It's not something that can be stopped. It's already built in everybody currently. That's what's happening now. So it's more like imagine like a market, and you're trying to find consumers for a particular product. You would want to go with what is already trending out there. You wouldn't want to do most artists are not really brave to just, they're brave ones that just like, I really like Wizard Chan, for example.
Yeah.
He's in his own league. But that is actually good, because sometimes you could still maintain, like you'd have like those fans that would always, and that's one beautiful thing about it, because once you're like that, once you're trying to preserve culture, you're that person that is trying to push things, like trying to be in your own league and do your things your own way. You then see like people or fans that actually you, they'll be your ride or die. So but if you're following the trend, at the end of the day, another person would come and outshine you in that trend that you're trying to follow. So that's why you see we have some particular artists that are almost in the same league of doing like almost the same thing, and that's why you notice sometimes their buzz, it kind of drops, because there's a new person that is following that same buzz, and he's now blowing up more than you, so the entire attention goes directly to him. But once you're doing your own thing, you have like your fans that are your ride or dies. They just stick with you. They know that I just want to I want to stream this particular guy's song every day, every minute. So it's always good to have people like that can stick with you when you actually sing songs there's this word that we use,
alternative, authentic,
original, yes. You're almost there. Evergreen.
Okay. Evergreen. What? Even the word evergreen, how do you know what's evergreen? I mean, I think you have to be like 100 years at least for you to know what evergreen is.
Well, to be honest, you can tell some kind of songs that could be evergreen, because there's songs that at the end of the day they're very emotional.
Yeah, and they express a sentiment or they express a feel, or they inspire a feeling that's
no other song can.
No other one can, and is universal. And
yes, exactly.
Okay, and now you are in this. You're I wanted to use the word stuck in the culture. No, you're not stuck in the culture. You're thriving in the culture. You're in the thick of it. You're thriving in it. You are one of the people reinterpreting our sonic identity into visuals, and you're leading from the front. And I'm thinking, Afrobeats to the world has happened, or is happening. Yeah, it's still happening. Afrobeats to the world is happening, and more than ever, we're having our songs compete globally. As a homegrown director, if you that work with songs that scale, what do you do differently when you try to visualize those type of records that compete internationally?
Okay, records that compete internationally. What do I do to
visualize them?
Okay, so for that's the that's the funny thing. Do you notice something?
Wow.
So when we're trying to blow a song out here, we do like the whole flashy thing, we follow like trends and stuff. But then when we're trying to go international, when we see that, we're trying to compete with international people, we then start to bring our culture. You see calabash everywhere. You see, because at the end of the day, that culture still wins, because that is what will intrigue people. That's what every other person want to see. They want to see you. Then know that, okay, our culture is different. I want people to see something different. I don't know why we still do that, but that's such is life. So, but if I want to do something like that, I definitely would. Like I said, it's something I am also going to be guilty of. I would definitely bring in some bits of cultures, because at the end of the day, some of even the songs that I picked to compete worldwide are actually globally, I would say, are actually songs that in some way they represent our culture. So that way, bringing in some form of elements, finding a way and finding a balance between like modernity and, and also things that have been, and heritage as well, and our heritage as well. Yeah.
And beautiful. We've done an hour of this, but just before, yes,
God,
we've done
crazy.
it right there. Yeah, an hour of this. Just before we go, thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. But just before we go, obsession drove you into this space. Yeah, you were obsessed with it. You thought,
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, but that's all you wanted to do. Just shoot anything.
Yeah.
And now you're shooting everything. So, well, having gone through the journey to this point where you've climbed up a couple steps of the ladder, you're part of the vanguard leading what it means to visualize music in this market, and you're telling authentic cultural stories via your artistry. Is obsession still enough at this point for you? Or is it tempered in any way?
So it's not just about obsession. It's about also, being good at what you do, because you could be obsessed, but you're not trying in so many ways to, upgrade your skills or your craft. So it's really not just enough. But it's still a very good, how I put it, asset. I think I'll put it like that.
Feel? Is it feel?
Yeah, because it's a field. It's a field to actually get better. It's a field to, you want to do more. You want to be better than what you were last year. So the more you get obsessed with it, the more you just want to be good at what you do.
Yeah, but excellence. You were talking about excellence.
Yeah.
And how that pairs with obsession.
Exactly.
Excellence is being good at what you do. Is it everything?
Is excellence everything?
Yeah.
Of course. Well, because you have to, exactly. I think it is everything, to be honest. Actually excelling at everything and knowing what you're doing. So yeah.
All right then.
Is excellence everything? I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah, I think excellence is what is the cherry on the cake. I like to focus on great resilience. Yeah, obsession is what keeps you curious.
Yeah.
Great and resilience is what makes you stay. Yeah, because it gets very hard. But if you have grit and resilience,
It's been very tough. Actually.
you would kick everything in front of you and continue
But
like
that's still
striving.
obsession. Still,
Obsession
that's why
is
it's still a feel.
yeah, fuel and Q. Okay. Okay, but for me, excellence is just what is a bit of a personal style. Yeah, so excellence. A lot of people can do the graft work. A lot of people can be obsessed.
Yeah.
But excellence is where they begin to say this person is different from this person.
Yeah.
Because excellence in itself shows your personal style.
Yeah. Okay. I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Haha.
Well, we both have it in our own interpretation, however you want to interpret it.
Yeah. Yeah, but well done. You've done excellent work.
Thank you.
And thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys. It's a wrap.